Should I tell you something? You know you don't have to suffer from your art. You don't have to be a starving artist. I know it's crazy, right? There's this myth that to be an artist, that means to suffer, to be broke, and really not live a thriving lifestyle just because you want to create, because you want to show your art to the world. But you know, that's just a myth. It's not the truth. There's many occasions, if we look throughout history, where there's been artists that have actually made, great art while also living a great lifestyle and being able to afford a great lifestyle. When I mention the name Michelangelo, a lot of people would think, oh yeah, he was a starving artist. But no, if you equate the amount of money he made back then to today's time, he would be a millionaire, a very wealthy artist. So I think there needs to be a mindset shift there. There needs to be a point where we actually kind of consider how we're approaching our art. Do we make art to create? Or do we also want to monetize our art? I mean, even nowadays, you should look at whatever field you're in. There's so many people that are really monetizing and making a great living out of their work, out of their ideas. Because they have that mindset shift, okay, I have that art, but I also need to, market this art so it does bring me income and does bring me revenue. Don't get me wrong. It's always nice and good to have a pure heart when it comes to making art and really make art for the art. But what's your goals? What do you really want to get out of it? Do you want to just make art to make art in your free time? And if you do, there's no problem with that. But do you want to make art and be able to monetize it in a way where you can actually make a living off of it and live life to create art and have that freedom to create and have the freedom to actually live a great life as well? I mean, it's all up to you. There's a lot we can learn from history. Even if I'm not sure if you know them, I'll put the description of them in this clip. But the Highwaymen. So the Highwaymen were a group of African Americans. There was about 26 members, and they sold over 200,000 paintings from the mid-1950s to the 1980s to businesses across Florida. Over 200,000 paintings. So really put that in perspective. Compare that to your life now. How many pieces of art have you created? How many songs have you made? How many pieces of content have you made that you haven't even shown to the public? Because you're scared of what other people think, of how they feel. That is a quality of an artist who will starve, who won't really be able to make a living off of their art. You need to be in a position where you're creating art and getting out there. Creating art, getting out there, marketing, promoting it. Creating art, getting out there. Figuring out a way to create an audience. Figuring out a way to monetize it. Just because you create art doesn't mean you have to starve. You create art, it's an opportunity for you to get to that next level. The more money you have, the more freedom you have to create, to make better art, to invest more into yourself. Or even invest into other things that you want to do, other avenues you want to go down. It's a gift that you even have an ability to create the type of art that you create, whether that's painting, whether that's making music, whether that's creating content, whether that's creating clothes, whether that's anything. Creating businesses, that's even artists. Having that creativity to think of ideas. You know what I mean? So now we live in a time, the digital era, where it's so accessible, where it's so easy to get in front of other people around the world. If the art is good, the people resonate with it. You don't need to starve as an artist. You don't.